Yarn is just testing my patience and whether or not I actually want to finish these projects. I mean, it's going to happen. It has to happen because I did go back to Michael's and got enough yarn to make this little throw blanket. This is the inspiration, but this is a knit pattern and it is actually on the inside of it. I don't know why I didn't look on the inside. Normally when they have these codes right here, it means they want you to scan it and go to their site. So I didn't even think on the inside. So thank you for suggesting. Hello, just look on the inside of it, Kayla. Because yeah, it's there. So if you like that, it does come with a free pattern. But I went back to Michael's and actually got it because they have their buy one and get one half off sale going on all of the yarn right now. And this big chunky yarn, I mean, obviously I'm gonna have to use a lot, right? It says 7 skeins and I just wanted to grab it today. I mean, obviously I can order it online if I need more. It's just not gonna be quite as long. Obviously I'm gonna do crochet instead of knit. So crochet just eats up the yarn a little bit quicker. I have the yarn, I have the sham created. So we're moving forward. There is no option. We have to move forward. Just forgot how much of a workout it is. It uses your whole upper body. And especially like I don't use this yarn that often. I got my crochet hooks out last night and looked at different sizing because I don't have that many 25mm crochet hooks for this exact reason, obviously. About to 13mm, that's really my happy zone. So 3.5mm crochet hook all the way up to a 13. Anything in between there, I'm gonna be happy. I like the yarn that goes with it. I like the stitches. Everything works with me. Awesome, fantastic. I just had so many hopes, dreams, desires, goals for this yarn because it was really pretty. I mean, it's called Nighttime, but it's a jumbo number 7 and it's suggesting a 25mm crochet hook. I did decide to move it over to a Tunisian crochet hook because I was fighting with this last night. So there is a pattern that they had hanging up with this, and you basically created a granny square, like just a traditional granny square with it. I did not like it. Okay. It just wasn't working out for me. I've done a granny square so many times, and that one in particular, there was nothing special about it. It was just make a granny square. The thing is, you can't see when you're creating with this. So like this looks amazing, soft and fluffy. We have the little bit of white on the outside to make it look frosted, like it has a sprinkle of snow. Like you have to be able to do this from memory and in the dark. It really is a crochet without seeing type of yarn, which makes for really cozy pieces. But if you're playing around with something new, this is definitely not going to be the yarn for that. Here's the thing. I was making the granny square. I was doing everything right. It was just a traditional granny square. Nothing crazy about it. I didn't like how everything was laying. My tension was just weird. I wasn't liking the pieces together. I was trying to relax my shoulder as I was crocheting. So then there would be parts of it that the tension would be totally off. And then obviously that part would be a little bit bigger. So then I have to pull it out, start over again. We were fighting last night. It was not pretty. And I thought I was going to have this pillow all done, ready to go, show you today with my coffee. Like, isn't this amazing? I love it. I'm going to make 10 more of them. Okay, so I have my pillow sham to show you. Everything is pretty much finished. I just have to insert the pillow and then seam the top. And it was very, very close. So this is all that I have left from 3 balls of yarn. For some reason, I was thinking I'd be able to use 2 and then the third one would be to like close everything up. So I was going to have a little bit extra. Obviously, that is not the case because this is an 18 by 18 inch pillow sham and it's so freaking cozy. Like this is exactly what I wanted and why I decided to get this yarn in the first place. It's chunky, it's cozy. The stitching on it is really, really pretty. I like the way that they're all running. I did completely decide to go against that pattern. I'm not doing it for this one. I'll save it for another day. And I think if I would get the Bernat blanket big without the frosted, so without this stuff on here, just the normal color or like a solid color, I think that pattern would work really well. I don't know, it was just not working for me. For this one, I decided to switch over to Tunisian crochet. Things worked really well. So on the side here, I seamed it together. For the pattern that they had available with it, you basically made 2 granny squares and then seamed them together, added the pillow, and then seamed that one side. Since I was switching over to Tunisian crochet, I figured I'd just make one giant piece of fabric. So this is just folded over on itself. Also, my ends, I am not weaving them in. They're just staying in there. No one's ever gonna see it. Well, you see it now, but it's not like you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, there's ends in there and you didn't weave those in. I was just getting a little bit nervous because this is all I had left from all three of the balls of yarn, which is going to be enough to close this up. And I'm not going to close it up super permanently. First and foremost, I want to be able to take this off and throw it in the washer to clean it every once in a while. Also, I do like this pattern. So changing it up for the seasons, then I can just pull this part off, put this little piece in here, switch it over to whatever season we have, especially the coffee colorway. That would go just like the creamy browns with a little bit of the frosted bit on the top of it. That would go as soon as I get my over the garden wall inspired blanket done. That would match really, really well for fall and or in January when I'm just missing crunchy leaves and everything like that. But I've moved on. I have officially decided to start the blanket, and that is going to require every single thing that I got. I kind of thought again that I would have some left over from this, but since I'm not going to now, it's going to be even shorter because I'm using Tunisian crochet for the blanket, just like I did for the pillow sham, which that just went so much better. So before I did the Tunisian crochet, I did decide to switch up my crochet hooks. I thought, okay, maybe that's just it. Maybe whatever crochet hook I'm using, I'm not liking right now, and that's why it's fighting me. I used a resin crochet hook at first. This is a 3D printed one from Pink Sheep Design, so it's very lightweight and it's short. Normally my go-to one for bulky chunky yarn like this, but I thought, okay, we'll switch it up. Maybe I'm not liking that. So then I did do the furls one, which is a lot longer and it's very heavy. But it's similar to the metal hooks that I use, where the 3D printed one is like the resin in lightness. Both of them were a no-go for me. I think I did 2 or 3 times with each one of them. After the third time of ripping it out, I was like, okay, I'm done. We need to completely reconsider what are we going to do now. So I could either hand knit it or try Tunisian crochet. The only thing is I just have a 25mm Tunisian crochet hook that has the actual cord or cable that goes with it. I don't have anything bigger than that. So typically when a yarn suggests using a 25mm crochet hook, you want to bump it up a little bit because Tunisian crochet stitches, they get really compressed and sometimes it's hard to get into that stitch again. For this, it required me to really focus on my tension, relax my shoulders, and just flow with everything. Hardly had any tension on this at all. And even doing that, it's a solid piece of fabric. Like you can't really see anything behind it, which is good. That's what I was going for. I have a tiny bit of the blanket to show you. After I finished the pillow, I decided, okay, yes, we are moving forward with the blanket. How much do I want to work on it tonight? So I did switch over to a hat, which I do have a little progress of that I can show you as well. But this is just the first couple of rows to show you how the stitches are working up. They're very pretty, but again, you cannot see them. Like they are not defined at all. For a blanket, for a pillow, it's going to be awesome. It's a full solid sheet of fabric. But while working it up, it is a little bit difficult. Tunisian crochet has been the easiest for me. I'm using a Tunisian simple stitch, super beginner friendly, and it's one that I can easily do in the dark. I don't have to look at this stitch at all. For the pattern, I decided to go with the same sizing of it. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit shorter, but I did do the measurements. Okay, so it says on the inside here, 7 balls in total. So it's a 50 by 60 inch blanket or throw. Really, it's a throw. It does say knit blanket. It's going to cover a little bit, but it's not a wrap around you type of blanket. I just got my tape measure out, did as many stitches as I needed to, which I think was 32 or 36 stitches. It was pretty close too with the amount of stitches on my cord right here. Obviously I'm limited to this. I can't make anything bigger than what this is, and it's not a cord that I can add. So some of my hooks, I can just pop this part off and have smaller or longer cords. Very, very beginning of the blanket, but it is going to be one of those that I can just sit down, throw a movie on, not really pay attention to it, and just go, go, go. I did start working that pillow up last night with a new movie that I hadn't seen, and I had to fully shut that off. Like, I needed full concentration. This pillow was just not working out. Like I said, we were fighting each other. It was not great. I end up using all 6 of these balls of yarn, and it's a big enough throw. Like, obviously it's not gonna be the 60 inches. There's no way, because I am -1 ball of yarn first and foremost, and then the stitch is totally different than knit. But if it's long enough, I think I might just leave it that way. I'm not gonna do anything for the edges. This is just how it's gonna be, and it makes a pretty nice edge. It's nice and clean. There's nothing that I need to finish up, especially with how this yarn is, like the frosted bits. You wouldn't really be able to see it anyway. So there you go. One total row, or like one total pass of the Tunisian crochet. And I do have a little bit of space on here, but I wouldn't want there to be much more than this. Like, that would, the stitches would be super packed on here, and then I would be fighting with it a little bit more. This yarn is pretty, and it's gonna make some really incredible accessories, but I don't think it's ever gonna be something that I reach for just for fun. I'm always gonna have to have something in mind, or a pattern very specific. It's gonna need to be Tunisian crochet. I have to know what I'm making. I have to see the end of the project. It can't just be, oh, I'm bored, I wanna start a new project, let's go ahead and grab this one. Definitely would not try new patterns with this. So tried and true patterns only for this one. I am gonna get more. So it's kind of like in the air, right? Like, there's things that I don't love about it, but I do love the colors. I love how it turned out for the pillow. I know I'm going to love the blanket. So the end process, the goal that I'm crocheting towards, I think it's gonna be worth it. Main reason that I only have 6 of these to make the blanket is because when I came home, I realized that I had grabbed one totally different color. And this is not even similar to nighttime. So this is what I was going for. And this is one that I grabbed and threw in my cart. Smoke Show is what it's called. It's a nice color. It's just definitely not nighttime. I was gonna check if they still even have these in stock, but the smash cakes from Karen, that is my project that I was working in between, like when my arms were getting fatigued. This is what I was switching over to because it uses a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook, but I don't even know if they have them in stores anymore. Smash Cake, which was part of their round 1 of their anniversary cakes. So they had the giant anniversary cakes, and then they had the smash cakes. Okay, they do have some online. Let's see if we have licorice. Oh, okay. A couple of my stores do have this in stock still. Got quite a few of them, thinking that maybe I would make a blanket of it. October came and went. I never did. And now I have 3 or 4 different blankets going on, so I don't want to start another blanket. But I do have this beanie going on. Very classic. It's super fun to work up. It's the acrylic yarn. They do have a pattern for a cowl on here. Again, it's a knit cowl. Like, just go to Yarnspirations site and they have a ton of different crochet cowls. That would work perfectly for a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook. This is almost done. That's how much time I took in between finishing this pillow and deciding if I really wanted to make the blanket. With winter right around the corner, I make these beanies quite often. I mean, this color is going to go with everything and anything. I have quite a few of them. I think I got 6 in total. This one, though, is going to be for me. I just have a couple more rows to finish. So this one starts from the brim up. I made, I think, 10 stitches here and then folded it over so it's nice and squishy. Added layer of warmth right there. I hate it when my ears are cold in the winter, so I need all of the cozy stuff. And then I did a single crochet stitch. Even with that, that stitch really is not a stretchy stitch at all. There's a lot of movement to this for the hat, probably more than I wanted there to be. I wanted this to be one of my running hats, so tight to my ears, do not move around. It's windy, it's cold outside. I want it to protect my ears and head as much as possible. I just wasn't expecting that with 100% acrylic. There isn't anything else in it. Yeah, just 100% acrylic, 432 yards. I'm almost done with this beanie and I have a ton left over. I probably will be able to make one more complete beanie from this. And for the second one, I am going to switch over and do a top down. So just in the round, I'm still going to do this part though. I like this. It also gives me room to put some of my enamel pins on here if I want to, just to add a little decoration. And then I have that extra layer in the back, so the back part isn't touching my skin. Just a little buffer between the pin and my forehead. So I just wanted to have a little chit chat about this yarn at this moment in time where I have one project totally finished, but before my blanket is finished, because I have a very strong feeling that once the blanket is finished, I am going to think a little bit differently about this yarn already. I mean, we're only one row in. It doesn't even look like a blanket. You'd have no idea what this is unless I told you it's going to be a blanket. I'm enjoying this yarn a lot more, and I'm thinking about different things that I want to make with it. I definitely want to get the coffee one to make some more pillow shams, maybe a throw to go with it. The purple was kind of cool. The green with this nighttime, maybe mix it up. Like, I'm thinking about that stuff, but ask me yesterday at 1 p.m. when I was in the thick of it, I would have just, no, nothing, none of the above, not interested. I'm going to finish this pillow, but I don't even want to do the blanket. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do with the yarn that I have. That was kind of the state that I was at. So what I would suggest, if you are new to this yarn, jumbo yarn in general, but this one in particular that has the little frosted bits that make it really difficult to see the stitches, first and foremost, pick a color of yarn that you are super excited about, because you are going to be playing around with it. You're going to be experimenting with stitches, with the tools that you're using, with the patterns. You're probably going to have to go through a couple of them until you find the one that you like. You need to enjoy the color that you're working with. So if it would have been this one, I don't know that I would have stuck around and actually finished it, because this is not the color that I originally wanted. But this one, I can see the end goal. I know what the project is going to look like, and I want the project to come into existence. So I'm going to stick around and figure it out. The second thing is going to be the tools. Have quality tools that work for you, that don't cause fatigue, because this yarn it's a workout in and of itself. You don't need your tools fighting you as well as the yarn. So all of the crochet hooks that I had, even though the 2 crochet hooks didn't work out for me, those were my go-to. Like, those, I already know they're my tried and true. I love how they fit in my hand, the ergonomics of it and everything. You don't want to be playing around and testing out different types of crochet hooks with this yarn in general. And the third one, which is probably the most important and can be applied to any type of new yarn that you're playing around with, have an area that you're excited about. For me, it's the yarn dungeon. Any place in here. I have rocking chairs, I have pillows, I have a couch, I have different areas. I also have my TV with some of my go-to horror movies. Have a nice setup going. If movies are too distracting for you, just have a little ambiance going. On here on YouTube, they have tons of it, especially the spooky castles with pumpkins and everything. I do love that when I need to really focus on something. It's great. Like, have your setup be super ideal. You want to be sitting in this area for a little bit. It's just going to add to the experience, and it's going to minimize your stress with working with a yarn. But that was just my experience with this yarn. Hopefully, if you decide to use this, everything goes well. You can use my mistakes, avoid those, and your pattern will work up really, really quickly. For the pillow sham, I easily could have got that done less than 45 minutes, which is wild, especially when I'm wanting to make it as decor. Being able to change it up every season, this yarn is still a yes for me, even though there was a lot of bumps along the way. The main thing is that I'm super excited about it. I want to work up another project, and I'm thinking about different colors. So if I want more in the yarn dungeon, that means I'm going to have to crochet more, which means I'm going to have to spend more time with it. That's a yes for me. Absolutely, I will be making more projects that will be coming out of the yarn dungeon very soon. But for right now, I'm going to get back to the blanket. So let me know if you are interested in this. You're going to try something new for the winter season and make your own big, thick, chunky frosted blanket. So that is it for me today. Thank you again for hanging out with me here in the yarn dungeon, chit-chatting about some more yarn. Have a super spooky rest of your night, and I will see you in my next video.